Hi y'all, want to make a blanket? I call this the Anna blanket because my granddaughter's name is Anna and she's my favorite person in the world. Also, she's a toddler and you know they kind of like cuddly, snuggly stuff. But this is done in two sections, two parts to it, and you'll see how absolute easy it is. And you just keep repeating those two sections until your blanket is the size you want. Today I have a 6mm crochet hook, size J, if you use the letter system, and some 4-weight yarn. Make a slip knot, put on your hook, and chain 63. Now all you need for this blanket is a chain, half double, and double crochet. That's all you're going to need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Fifty-one, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63. There you go. You got 63 crochet stitches. And we are going to double crochet in the third from the hook. 1, 2, 3. Double crochet right there. And we are going to double crochet in each chain stitch across until we get 1 stitch from the end. So you're going to have a total of 60 double crochets, 1 in each chain, continuing across until you get 1 stitch from the end. Okay, we got you started, and just continue on with the double crochet all the way till 1 stitch from the end. Let me continue on with this and I'll meet you right back here. Do you have something that looks kind of like this so far? We have that 1 small loop at the end, 60 double crochets going across, and we're right here at the very last stitch. We're going to do a half double. So that's yarn over, go through the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, go through all 3. And there's a half double. There is method in this madness because if we don't do a half double there, we're going to wind up with the big hole. All right, chain 2. We're going on to round 2. Chain 2, 2 double crochet. There you go. That's first little cluster there. Chain 2, 3 double crochet in that same spot. If y'all are familiar with making a granny square, this is going to look real familiar to you. Okay, there's your first corner. That looks like a granny cluster, huh? Well, it pretty much is. So now what we're going to do, we're going to count 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. And working in between those stitches, we're going to do 3 more double crochet. Skip 3, double crochet 3 times. How you like it so far? Skip 3, 3 doubles. Now, I like starting my blanket this way. Even if it looks like we're going to do just a regular granny, hang on for part 2, it's going to look a little different. But if I start the center of a rectangle granny using just a chain, I think it's kind of weak in the middle, and it looks sort of, I call weedy. You know, where you can see just like single strands of yarn, and I just don't care for the look of it, so I prefer to start my granny blankets like this. And that's going to be all along the side. Skip 3, 3 doubles. Then there's the 3 that you're going to skip, and 3 doubles. Just catch your rhythm and go all the way across, just like that. I'm going to get to the end of this row, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm to the end of the row. Do y'all have something that looks like this? Y'all's probably looks better than mine. But I'm down to the end. Got these last 3, and then your little loop. So we're going to make our corner. Three double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. Chain 2, 3 double crochet, and all of this is worked in that same spot, that little chain we made at the end. And see how if we didn't make this one a little shorter, we could wind up with a great big hole right there. And that's what your end should look like. Now, on the way back, on the back pass, y'all, this is so easy. See those stitches that were skipped? They're going to be skipped again. And absolutely straight across, we're going to make a cluster, the granny cluster, in those. I love these kind of patterns where there's very little counting. I mean, I like to do those complicated ones too, but something like this is what I would like to take on a road trip. You know, some to put in your lap and do something with your hands while you can still enjoy the scenery and have a conversation. Okay, I know y'all get what's going on. You're going to have something that looks like this. Your granny clusters, your solid stitches, your skipped stitches, your corners, and more granny clusters coming back. Okay, I'm going to get to the end of this row, and I'll see you down there. Alrighty, I got my side done, and I'm back down here to where I started. I'm going to pop that little granny cluster right here. And here's how I like to close up my square projects. I like to use a half double closure. And if I could ever find the person who invented this, because it wasn't me, I would love to shake their hand. They're brilliant. Yarn over. Go through the top of your chain. Yarn over. Pull up a loop. 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over. Pull through all 3. Now see what that does? That brings you right out into the center of that corner. There'll be no demarcation lines going up. There'll be no yarn change lines. Anyhow, it just makes the whole thing a whole lot tidier. Okay, on to round 3. If you are familiar with granny square, that's all this is. So I'm going to chain 2. Now some folks, if you want to, you can chain 3, but I find that in my hand, under my hook and my tension, a chain 2 looks better. Put 2 double crochets right beside your chain. Skip these 3. Go right into that next chain space. 3 doubles. Chain 2, 3 doubles, right there in that corner space. Okay, we are beginning that corner. See how that corner right there is only halfway finished? That's just the way I like it, because I'm going to do that half double connect right here at the corner, right before we change colors. So just letting you know where we're going with this. Going forward, we are going to just continue this like a granny square. We're going to pop that granny cluster right into those natural openings between the clusters of the previous row. And if y'all like to listen to stories while you crochet, there's a couple on my playlist over there of my crime and mysteries. I got some short stories, whatever y'all like. See how this is kind of a granny? And if you don't mind, I'm just going to hang out and do it right along with you. I like to hang out with y'all. Since I retired, yeah, I ain't got a whole lot going on. So I crochet a lot. Pretty soon I'm going to have an awning for the porch or something. But I do also make hats for homeless folks during the winter. We don't have a lot of winter here, but when it gets cold, it's real cold. And I think that maybe people aren't prepared because there is just not a lot available for purchase as far as winter gear goes. And then poor folks out there trying to sleep on the sidewalk without the proper gear. You know, I can't help be everything for everybody, but I can knit a beanie. I can crochet a scarf. And I don't know how y'all feel about some charities, but I think that the people that go to the shelters, if they can get into the shelters, and some people, they don't want to go to the shelters. If you donate things to the shelters, the people who need it most might not get it. So I'm not saying do it, because this is up to you. I go out on the sidewalk in the downtown and I hand them out myself. I do not go alone, and I have a big, mean-ass looking dog who loves his mama, and I do go only out where it's well lit and stuff, because sometimes downtown Austin ain't no place to be at night. And if you don't want to hand them out hand to hand by yourself, then don't. Take a box or a bag and go sit it someplace on a corner, because people that don't go to the shelter or can't get into the shelter, they need stuff too. Okay, I just talked over that corner, didn't I? Okay, but the corners are pretty much the same as what we did before. Well, matter of fact, exactly the same. Granny cluster, chain 2, granny cluster. There you go. There's your other corner. Easy breezy so far. All right, I'm going to get down to the last corner that we're going to do, and then we're going to change colors after that. I'll see you back down the other corner. Here I am, down at that last corner of part 1 of our Anna blanket. 3 doubles in the corner, and we're going to use that half double closure, yarn over through the top of the stitch, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Now, to finish this off before I change colors, I like to chain 1, I clipped my yarn already, and then pull it through. This is for a toddler, and I need to make it kind of tough. Here's another little thing I got going on. I hate to weave in ends when I'm done. Sometimes it's necessary, but on this project it certainly is not. Weave your crochet hook through the top of the stitches, yarn over, and pull that yarn back through the top of the stitches. And pull your yarn through like that. Now, when I come back across, I'm going to fold this over and go right over the top of it. That's going to weave it in real secure. So you've got this way and this way. That's not coming loose. And it certainly stays machine washable. For little kids, that's important. Here's another pro tip for you. If you're working on square or rectangular projects, try not to start in the same corner every time. So I'm going to flip this big dog over, and I'm going to start with my next color in the opposite corner. Let me tell you a little about the yarn I'm using. I got no affiliation with them. I just like to tell you because I think this is a good product. It's from a company called Hirschner's.
Look for some sun.
I am so sorry. Alexa's mouth just jumped right in there and gave me the weather report. Okay, so Hirschner's worsted 8, and it comes in 8 ounces. So you've got plenty for big projects without having to worry about dye lots and stuff. This color is called Cranberry, and this color is Old Rose. So I got a couple things going on there. All right. On to part 2 of the Anna blanket. Color change in the corner. Do y'all know how to do a standing double? Well, if you don't, it's real easy. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. You can attach your yarn right down here and chain up. But I like a standing double. Hold your slip knot with your finger and yarn over. Go into the corner, yarn over, pull up a loop. 3 loops on your hook. Work them off 2 by 2. That's a standing double. Once you get the hang of it, you'll probably be using those all the time. In this section, we're going to start with 2 stitches in the corner. Now, we know we have 3 stitches in this cluster, so if that first stitch is kind of hidden, you might need to pull your work back just a little bit. But you want to make sure that every stitch is covered with another stitch. Okay, you've got your 2 in the corner. There's 3, and there's 3 more, so you know all of that is correct. In the corner space, we've got 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Let's always check and make sure that that first stitch isn't hidden in there, because that'll throw your count off. Even though we're not really counting, you know what I'm saying? It throws off your foundations, and the rest of the rows aren't going to be right. Just always make sure that you get that corner and that that stitch isn't hidden. Okay, that's how the corner for the solid areas look. I'm going to get back down to the other corner. I'm going to go through the corners with you one more time, and then I'm going to cut you loose. I'm going to bust back in here for just a minute and interrupt y'all. Remember where we talked about how I do my weaving in? Let me show you how that works. It's right near the corner anyhow. See how you fold it back? And then see where there's that one that's woven in, and then there's that one on top. Make sure you catch all of that mess. And I don't never have any trouble, even in the washer, with this stuff coming out. Okay, back to the corner. You remember how those go? The corners in these part 2 of the blanket are always 2, 2, 2. 2 doubles, 2 chains, 2 doubles. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Slide that work back if you need to. And carry on with putting 1 double crochet on top of the double crochet of the previous row. Take a glance back every once in a while and make sure that you've caught all your stitches, or that you haven't added any. You know, I've done that before. I've added stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And your corner, again, is 2, 2, and 2. So y'all know where this is going, right? We're going to do 3 rows of solid crochet. This counts as 1, and by solid I mean there's no gaps in it. We're going to do that for 3 rows. All your corners are 2, 2, and 2, except for your closing corner, where we're going to do that half double that we talked about, and then the chain up. Okay, if y'all have any trouble, message me. I promise I'll try to be better. But I'm going to finish these, till I've got 3 rows of this cranberry color. And then I'm going to come back and show you how to work this repeat. I'm so sorry, y'all. I kind of ditched you there without doing a corner and a chain up in these solid rows. And it's just as important to catch all the stitches. And that last cluster gives you a kind of a landmark to go by. So everything is covered there. Go into your corner with 2 double crochets. And let's do our special closing, that half double closure. I just love the way that makes things look. I'm serious, y'all. If you know who invented this, please tell them I love them. Chain 2. Double crochet. And you're going to be same as before. 2, 2, and 2. And y'all know how to do this. I don't have to babysit y'all for this. 1 double crochet in every double crochet of the previous row. And when you get to the corners, 2, 2, and 2. All right, y'all are grown. You don't need babysitting. So we have 1, 2, 3 rows of the center section, and then we're going to do 3 rows. Oof, flies. I can't stand it. 3 rows of these double crochets. I'm going to get that done, and I'll meet you back to show you how we're going to do this repeat. See you in a minute. All right, how y'all going so far? So we have the center part 1, that's done in granny clusters. Then we have part 2, that's all double crochet. Now, what we're going to do is repeat part 1. So we're going to have 3 rows of grannies. And that's it. That's all you need to know. And we'll just keep repeating this over and over till the blanket is the size you want. So I'm going to start in this corner with that standing double, and I'm going to make a granny cluster right there. Oh, and the color of yarn I'm using, it's also that Hirschner's, but it is called Mahogany. And we are going to cluster in the corner, skip 3, cluster between the 3rd and 4th stitch, and every 3 stitches we going to skip. I think I said that wrong. I could say it better. Okay, cluster in the corner, skip 3, work in the space between, skip 3 more, work in the space between. And I know y'all can hear my dog in the background. She is a little Frenchie, and she is 9 days older than dirt. And every minute that she is not in my lap, she puts on this act like she is mortally wounded, having a fit. Okay. Well, see how that works? And if you haven't skipped any stitches or haven't added any, this is all going to work out just right. And we do our corners with double crochet, 3, chain 2, 3. And this is just exactly how we worked this first center portion. Skip 3, granny cluster. Skip 3, granny cluster. And you're always on this row, on the first time you put granny squares over double crochets, you're going to always be working in the space between. And I think that's part of what makes your count come out right. Y'all like it? And that's all you have to do. That is all you have to know for this whole on a blanket. Clusters, solid clusters. And if you want to, if you don't want to put these solid portions in there, once you get your center made, you can just carry on making it like granny squares. You don't have to put this solid part in there. I like it. It's a little more structural, and it seems like to hold its shape better. But this is now yours. Take it, run with it, do whatever you want to with it. I just can't quit fooling with it. I promise y'all, I'm going to put on one more row, and then I'm going to go to bed. If y'all decide to make this pattern, and you decide to make yourself an Anna blanket, if y'all would post a picture and tag me, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I would love to see what y'all do with this. I'm at Stranger Stitches in both places. I promise. One more row and I'm going to go to bed. Granny, solid. Granny, solid. Ta-da! You know, I appreciate y'all taking your time to hang out with me. I hope you enjoy the projects and the stitches I bring you. That's me for tonight. I'll see you next time.